Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on your Friday. I'm Sophie Erber. The murder trial of 29-year-old Andre Serber continues in Dakota County District Court. The prosecution laying out evidence it says connects Serber to the death of Craig Kubik. KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez shares what deputies say they saw when they arrested Serber, and it's our top story at 5.
Sergeant Todd Hammer of the Dakota County Sheriff's Department was one of several law enforcement officers to testify Friday. He was asked to describe what he saw while searching property believed to be connected to the disappearance of Craig Kubik.
There was a car seat in the middle of the garage that I noticed clothes stacked on the car seat. After doing my sweep and security search of the place, when I lifted up the clothes, looked for weapons and set them back down, I noticed blood stains on them, or what appeared to be stains.
Attorneys for Serber asked District Judge Brian Meismer to declare a mistrial, citing irregularities with Sergeant Hammer's testimony, but the judge overruled the request. Dakota County Chief Deputy Timothy Decker also took the stand on Friday. On the day Serber was arrested, he was the first officer to make contact with the defendant, finding him inside the home of co-defendant Brian Galvin Hernandez, wearing only a towel.
He walks in the door, walks right up to a chair that's kind of right in the center of the room. There's some Carhartt style pants, shirt, shoes. And he walks up to him, stands there, and he just stands there. I'm kind of looking at him. Look down at the clothes.
What did you see, if anything, about the clothes?
I noticed what I thought was there was red liquid, which I believe to be blood. That appeared fresh, it appeared wet. There were flies flying around it and on it. At that point, we were kind of looking at each other. There was an awkward pause.
Serber was arrested a short time later. Dakota County Sheriff's Deputy Sergio Castillo also testified he found something unusual while searching the property.
We proceeded down the hallway. There was a room off to my left. I took a step in, shot my flashlight. It was a laundry room. As I was shining my flashlight, I observed a pair of brown work-type boots that were sitting next to the washer and dryer. Looking at them, to me, it appeared that they had dry blood on them.
The boots and pants were shown to the jurors. Testimony is expected to resume Monday in Dakota City. Reporting in Dakota City, Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
Be sure to follow regular updates on this trial on our website. That address on your screen, SiouxlandProud.com. A judge will now decide whether or not to issue a temporary injunction in the lawsuit against Woodbury County Auditor Pat Gill, that filed by President Donald Trump's re-election campaign. In a hearing this morning, Gill's lawyers defended the auditor's decision to mail the pre-filled ballots to Woodbury County voters. The Trump campaign has said that Gill's action violated the rules that Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate set earlier this year. Gill's attorney Jeff Wright arguing the mailings pose no threat to the election.
The potential harm from fraud, voter fraud, is minimal at best. Minimal at best. And there are steps in place to protect it. And so that harm does not grow large.
Alan Ostergren making arguments on behalf of the GOP, saying no one is asking the court to prohibit the ballots from being counted.
What we are asking the court to do is to fashion an equitable remedy that will ensure that when it comes to counting ballots on election day, that the system will work appropriately and correctly.
No ruling was made in the case, as the judge says he will take everything under advisement and hopes to issue a decision in the coming days. In Washington tonight, civil rights activists are marching to demand justice for Black Americans they say are victim to police violence. The march comes on the 57th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic I Have a Dream speech and the Civil Rights March on Washington of 1963. Among the speakers at the event, the mother of Breonna Taylor, who spoke about a need for change.
What we need is change, and we're at a point where we can get that change, but we have to stand together. We have to vote.
These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey.
And here in Siouxland, COVID-19 testing tonight becoming more readily available for both students and staff in the region. Western Iowa Tech partnering now with Siouxland Community Health to make testing more accessible. Students and staff have the opportunity to get tested Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. It's a measure to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 on campus.
Representatives there have been very diligent about making sure when students were coming back on campus that they were safe.
People are bringing their previous exposures, let's say through the summer, with them when they come to college. So if some people weren't social distancing and were at certain festivals or bars, which is areas where it's very easy to catch the virus, they could bring it onto campus.
Siouxland Community Health says they are working with local districts for more pop-up testing sites, as well as waiting for the delivery of a mobile testing unit. Meanwhile, in Vermilion, bars and restaurants will voluntarily be closing down early every night this weekend. That's another effort to slow the spread of COVID-19. A PSA shared by the city's Chamber of Commerce asking people now to order takeout and buy gift cards if they'd like to continue supporting local businesses, along with the employees and the community. According to the South Dakota Department of Health, Clay County currently has 117 active cases of the virus. If you'd like, you could find a link to support Vermilion businesses. It's on our website right now. That's SiouxlandProud.com, where you could check out our free mobile news app. Taking a look now at COVID-19 numbers across the rest of Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials reporting 18 new cases today. That brings the 14-day average positivity rate to 10%. Across the river, Dakota County officials reporting 5 new positive COVID-19 tests. The county has reported 44 new cases over the past 2 weeks. And in South Dakota, Yankton County listed as substantial community spread, reporting 50 active cases. More than 3,000 tests in the county have been reported as coming back negative. Time now to turn our attention to the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. And Marcus, no more 90s today. We've dropped down, but still a warm one across Siouxland in this late day in August.
That's right, Sophie. Temperatures today a little bit cooler compared to what we've seen throughout the earlier parts of this week. And we're still seeing those hot temperatures out there, though, in the upper 80s today, getting up to 89 in Sioux City and Wayne, so just shy of 90 degrees. 90 in Norfolk, getting up to only 82 degrees in Yankton. 84 in Orange City for your high today. 88 in Storm Lake, and lower 90s at 93 in Denison and Carroll there to the southeast. Overnight tonight, temperatures, they'll drop down into the lower to mid 50s, so it is going to be a cool night tonight. Maybe open up those windows, give your AC a little bit of a break. I'm sure it's been working very hard this week. It does look like some cooler temperatures will continue this weekend and especially into the start of next work week. I'll have more details on that in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. We'll check back. The Texas oil industry already has been hit hard by the pandemic, of course, and they dodged a bullet with Hurricane Laura. But KCAU 9's Washington correspondent Anna Warnicki reports that industry still bracing a worse than normal predicted hurricane season.
When Hurricane Laura tore through the Texas-Louisiana border this week, Frank Macchiarola with the American Petroleum Institute says the U.S. oil heartland was in its direct path.
You were looking at potentially up to 7 million barrels of capacity for the refining space in the area of the storm, about 27 refineries.
But Macchiarola says the storm changed course and barely missed dozens of chemical facilities, many of which are storing the extra oil that was produced during the pandemic.
As the governor of Texas noted, it really could have been much worse.
The fortunate thing about a hurricane coming in an area that is hurricane prone is that there's a better set of preventative measures in place.
Devin Hartman with the R Street Institute says they're still assessing the damage, but he says oil companies were prepared and evacuated their facilities in advance.
So they were able to take these units offline. Otherwise, you're looking at tens of millions of dollars in damages per facility if you can't make those sufficient preparations.
Hartman says now the question will be how long until they can get back up and running before the next storm.
In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki, KCAU 9 News.
The Nebraska State Fair kicking off this evening with some scaled-down conditions as organizers seek to provide a safe venue during the pandemic. At Fauner Park in Grand Island, the fair focusing on 4-H and FFA events. While there will be a handful of food vendors on site and some other displays too, some of the usual offerings will not be around this year. That includes the music concerts, rodeos, and the Midway with its carnival rides. But on the plus side, no cost to be admitted this year, and parking is free. It took about 20 years, but a military veteran is now being reunited with some precious keepsakes. How the dog tags she had made before she joined the Guard were lost and found. Coming up.
And a comfortable weekend ahead of us with high temperatures in the 70s and 80s and some more thunderstorms possibly as we head into next week. I'll have those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5. This is KCAU 9 weather.
Thanks for sticking with us. It was a beautiful and summery start to this weekend, but a bit of a breeze today, so it cooled us off even more than just those temperatures did.
That's right. The cold front moving through, bringing us some cooler temperatures as well as those breezy conditions, and also a few rumbles of thunder and some showers earlier this morning. Unfortunately, not delivering too much rain here throughout parts of Siouxland. The view outside right now from the KCAU 9 studio brought to you by the Port Neal Welding Company, showing that we are seeing those quiet conditions outside. A few puffy clouds out there, but for the most part, very, very quiet conditions. And speaking of those rainfall totals, earlier this morning, Estherville, the big winner there, at just shy of 1/4 of an inch. Yankton, almost 2/10 of an inch of rain. Vermilion, just over 1/10 of an inch. Morningside here in Sioux City, right there at 1/10 of an inch, and Lamar's just shy of 1/10 at 0.07. So we are, still in that drought, and unfortunately that little bit of rain that we had this morning, it's really not going to do too much, just because it looks like we're going to see some more dry weather here in the coming days. Temperature, it does look like a dry end or middle to end of next week, but temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s.
And those nighttime temperatures, as you mentioned earlier, will finally give us a chance to give the AC a break.
Yeah, give the AC a break and maybe get out the light jackets if you're getting up really early.
I'm going to save that for fall.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, the Salvation Army held another drive-through earlier today for families affected by the virus. The event began at 10 in the morning and was open to anyone in need of food. Many folks showed up at the event. That the organization went from serving their original goal of 250 households up to 400. If you'd like, you could find the full story. It's posted on our website right now. That's SiouxlandProud.com or the KCAU 9 News app. It's a new passion for a teenager developed during quarantine. She's using her sweet skills in the kitchen for a good cause tonight. Her quest for justice coming up in about 7 minutes. But first, a small set of dog tags that hold a large amount of emotional value for one woman lost for decades. Find out how she's being reunited with them next. Welcome back. It took about 20 years, but a military veteran is now reunited with some precious keepsakes. They're dog tags she had made before she joined the National Guard. Todd Kazakiewicz explains how the long-lost items were finally found.
First and last name, my address at the time, which is still my parents' address.
Tiffany Williams grew up in Dudley. She says she hasn't seen these keepsake dog tags in decades.
The anniversary of when my high school sweetheart and I made these dog tags, which was 5/29/96. He was a year ahead of me, so he gave me some insight onto, why I should join the Guard and what the benefits were. And I said, that sounds awesome, and we can do it together.
She served in the National Guard for 5 years. The high school sweethearts eventually went their separate ways, and so did her pair of the keepsake dog tags. Until recently, when she got a message on Facebook from a woman who had them.
I said, you have some dog tags? I said, where did you find them? And she responds back and says, well, I was at an estate sale out here in Chicopee, Mass, and they just showed, they were just here.
Tiffany has no idea how the dog tags got to Chicopee. She's just happy to have them back.
Not only did she send me these dog tags I haven't seen in 20 years, she also sent me a gift card for my favorite takeout restaurant, Taco Bell, and also a very lovely set of jewelry, earrings, and a necklace, and saying thank you for your service.
Pretty cool. Well, it's a tasty new hobby developed by a teenager living in Virginia. She calls it Baking for Justice. We'll take you inside her kitchen for a closer look at the mission next.
9 News.
A Virginia teenager rising up against racism. From her kitchen, one baked good at a time. Carolyn Patrikis has her story.
Iris Naybrook says she spent her entire summer rising up for racial justice, one baked good at a time. The 13-year-old 8th grader has been baking goods like cupcakes, cookies, pies, and breads in the kitchen of her Alexandria home.
Absolutely amazing. A lot of people love to order these along with the key lime pie.
But when people place their order, instead of payment, she asked for donations to organizations that support racial justice.
This is the first year I've started really paying attention to the news. So this is something that really could use some help. So I decided to bake for racial justice.
Before she started this project,
I never thought I would raise anything above $1,000.
So far, she's raised over $2,000 and has contributed all to nonprofits who fight for equality.
It's not like I'm downgrading anything else that could use some help right now, which is a lot of things, but this is the big thing. My church does a lot for racial justice as well.
And besides that, she says she's having healthy conversations with customers about race, including new organizations she's learning and researching about. Iris says this summer project will now continue well into the school year.
Take a live look outside now. Marcus with another check on our forecast. Coming up next, stay with us. Before wrapping up here at 5, let's check in now with Tim for a quick look at what's coming up at 6. He's in the newsroom. Hi, Tim.
Hey, happy Friday, huh?
Happy Friday.
Indeed.
A nice one.
Well, today, thousands gathered in the nation's capital, braving extremely hot conditions to mark the anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, and there are Iowans in the crowd today. We'll hear from them coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Elsewhere tonight, something else you can look forward to a day after Governor Reynolds closed bars and restaurants here in Iowa in 6 counties. She was in Ida Grove today, reopening a movie theater, the King Theater, welcoming moviegoers for the first time since the governor closed large venues to help slow the spread of the coronavirus. And we'll check in Ida Grove tonight at 6. Meanwhile, in Vermillion, South Dakota, where thousands of college students are back on campus, restaurants and bars there are voluntarily closing early this weekend to help slow the spread of the virus. Find out what's behind all of that as well. That's at 6. Much more tonight at 10 as well from Vermillion.
All right, thanks so much, Tim. Yeah, it really depends on where you live during all this. Some places reopening, other places closing, so just got to pay attention to the numbers. And speaking of numbers, our temperatures for over the weekend look nice, especially overnight.
Yeah, especially compared to earlier this week. It's going to be comfortable. 54 degrees tonight, a cool one out there actually tonight. Tomorrow will warm up only to around 82 degrees with more sunshine.
All right, thanks, Marcus. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here at 6. Good night.